Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our exclusive LinkedIn live session exploring the future of digital marketing in iGaming. My name is Faruk. I am the Chief Revenue Officer at Revpanda. I am super excited to be your host for today's session. I'm joined by Svetlana Kirichenko, Head of Marketing at Slotegrator. Hi, Svetlana. It's great to have you here with us.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Faruk, for the introduction. As Faruk already introduced me, I'm a head of marketing at Slotegrator. I'm working in the company in this position for several years already, and more years, more than 5 years in the company in general. And at Slotegrator, we are a B2B software provider, but it's just the beginning because we have everything for gaming brands to start new platforms or to improve the existing ones that they already have, which means we also have game content, payment system integration, bonus systems, affiliate management systems. We help with licensing. We give business advice and jurisdictional advice, help to prepare business plans. So basically everything that operators need to have their business run.
Fantastic. There are a lot to cover for today, as I heard all the services and products that you have got, Svetlana. For those who haven't heard about Revpanda, maybe I can also tell a couple of words. We are a digital marketing agency helping top iGaming brands achieve their digital marketing goals through a range of services such as SEO, digital PR, link building, copywriting, translations, localizations, and more services like this. Before we get started, it's now a tradition at our live events to give a basic SEO audit to one of our viewers. All you need to do is just to like and comment on our event page, and I'd also appreciate your questions as well. We'll post the winner at the end of the session in the comments section. A little bit of housekeeping before we get started. I'd like to keep this session about, let's say, half an hour to 40 minutes, depending on the questions that we're going to have. I'll ask the questions on my mind and also those we received from our social media channels. I'll have a kind of a blend over there. And before we dive into the discussion, I'd like to remind that your questions will be also asked. If we don't have that much time at the end, I'll make sure that we answer them in the comments later on. So, Svetlana, iGaming is such a dynamic industry, and sometimes it's hard to keep the pace. At Slotegrator, you help many brands launch and manage iGaming operations. Maybe you can share some insights with us about the markets. What are the most promising emerging markets in the iGaming industry right now?
I think first we should start with Latin America. And a lot of people are talking about Latin America at the moment because more and more countries are improving their regulations or introducing their regulations. And recently in Peru, there were so many license applications. I think it was this spring. So operators are going online, and Latin America in general has a big potential. And we are also at Slotegrator, we are targeting Latin America a lot because we see how interesting this market can be. There are so many different things to pay attention at, and while entering Latin America, also it's I would say some people may think that it's a challenge, but it's also something really interesting to do. You need to know the local preferences. You need to discover new payment systems that you need to introduce to the platform so that it becomes relevant to the market. So yeah, Latin America in general is definitely the first thing I would mention, but also Asian countries as well, of course. Let's say India, it has a big population, and also there are so many cultural interesting cultural things that you need to pay attention at as well, and different game types that are popular mostly in India. So there are so many things to discover and so much research to do. Yeah, and some markets, they are just continuing their development, and we don't need to forget about that. We shouldn't skip them as well. Some Eastern European countries, for example, let's say Serbia, which is maybe becoming an iGaming hub as well after Malta, and African markets. So I would say the development is happening at the moment almost everywhere. And at Slotegrator, we target all these markets as well right now.
I see. Obviously, all these markets that you mentioned, especially the emerging markets, they offer great advantages and returns. But according to your observation, what might be the challenges in these markets, and how do you think brands can overcome these problems?
Well, definitely the changing regulatory framework is the challenge, because as the markets are just emerging and these countries are just introducing regulations, it means that they will be changing them a little bit. They will be improving them slowly, maybe adding something. So operators really need to follow this. They really need to follow the news and maybe consult with lawyers to make sure that they comply with all the newly imposed regulations. This is definitely an important thing, but also, of course, cultural preferences. If operators want to enter any of these markets, the newly emerged markets, they really need to research what actually players like in those countries. What is the cultural background? Which type of games they may like? Because if operators, let's say, already have the existing platforms that are successful in some markets, it doesn't mean that this will work everywhere, and these types of games that they have will work everywhere. So of course they need to investigate what actually people like, and payment systems as well. I mentioned this already, but it's very important to offer players payment methods that are popular in the country and that will really work for them. And also, what I think is important here, some players in the newly emerged markets, they are not maybe ready for some technological advances that the platforms can already have. So operators maybe need to be patient to slowly introduce players to new things, new bonuses, new retention tools that they have, so that players can slowly get accustomed to this and get used to this. Yeah, but these challenges, they are definitely uh, easily overcome when operators really work on their platform development and investigate the market that they enter. They localize their platform, of course, use the language of the region, and doing analysis, then analyze the audience and the performance on the market. Constant analysis, I would say, is important here as well, to track how you entered the market, what changed already from that time, and improve the platform according to this. And I think it should work.
Svetlana, I loved what you said about approaching these markets. You mentioned that there's no magic pill for all markets. So what works for you in one market, it's not going to be working maybe in the other market. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it is definitely a topic to have some kind of a good homework before you enter the market, all the strategies and everything else. I can tell you maybe a couple of examples from the localization and cultural point of view here. Obviously, you know the games and other regulations much better. We had a client, they wanted to enter an Asian market. Let's not mention the name now. Um, so they wanted to heavily use a certain color in that country, but that color actually refers to some, let's say, royal motive, some royal, let's say, understanding over there in that market. And we told them, not to do that because it might be offensive. And also in other cases, like we noticed this in Latam. So European brands, they prepare some Spanish content and they want to publish the same content for their operator websites in Latam. So people in Peru, Chile, Argentina, they won't really get the same thing as Spanish people have when it comes to the localized content. So obviously, what you said is very important, and I appreciate that. Um, I want to
I
actually
can
remind us. Yeah,
also
please.
add here to the platform design, because
Yeah.
sometimes this happens as well to us that our clients ask us to develop the platform for them, entering the new market, and also they have some colors in mind. They have some just the basic design in mind, but then we also continue conversation with them and give advice on maybe better placement of different features on the platform of games. Maybe you should put something higher, put something lower, add something to the main page according to how people are used to use the websites in these markets. So definitely the color palette, even the name of the brand, which is also important, and position of all the features and menu on the main page is also the thing to keep in mind. So yeah, the deep understanding of the people that you offer your products to is very important here, definitely.
Exactly, Svetlana. You also mentioned about technologies, which is going to be my next question. Um, I think you may agree with me that since the pandemic, there have been a lot of new developments, not only in the iGaming industry itself, but also the technologies that generally companies use in their operations. So, which technologies do you believe are currently having the most significant impact on the iGaming industry?
Well, I think blockchain still stays important and is used in the gaming industry a lot for game development, and of course, cryptocurrency integration is very important for many platforms at the moment. So this is the technology that is with us already for some time, but is definitely still relevant and will be relevant in the future. But of course, I have to mention artificial intelligence here because it is used so much in many industries right now. It's becoming more and more popular every day, and there are more and more directions in iGaming where AI can be used. Because it can be very useful for both operators and players, and make the life of both of them easier actually, and it helps us as a B2B provider and software developer. It helps game studios to develop games. It helps operators to improve their platforms, and then players to get better bonuses, let's say, or just better offers. So yeah, this is the technology that is definitely very widespread. I would also mention mobile gaming here. It's with us for some time as well, but as we already talked about the development of new markets, so it's more and more countries are also having mobile gaming being more widespread with the improvement of mobile internet everywhere. So yeah, mobile gaming is definitely a thing to keep in mind, and yeah, maybe streaming can also be mentioned here as an important promotional tool as well. Yeah, definitely.
It's incredible to watch all these fantastic developments in technology, and I feel so lucky to be alive in these times. You just mentioned that as the mobile technologies are super fast and available now, look at the things that are coming to us, like mobile gambling or having the streaming and so on anywhere you go. So that's fantastic. Um, I was curious at what minute we'd used the word AI, and yet we are, I think it was the 13th minute that we used it. Uh, you touch base a little bit, but I would like to learn more about this. How artificial intelligence enhance user experience in iGaming?
Well, we can start with B2B segment, as I'm working there, so I'm dealing with this a lot. And we use artificial intelligence for the platform backend for tools that help operators to analyze their performance. There are a lot of big data that needs to be gathered and analyzed, and this tool really improves the way of analysis for operators. They can more conveniently and easily track the performance, see if there is any bonus abuse happening, see what markets are better and why. If they have different markets, the platform for different markets they work to. They can see, they can in general segment players much better with the AI based on their behavior. And player segmentation is currently very important in the industry because it helps personalization, which is also a thing to keep in mind. And here it also how it helps players to get better offers, because if operators segment them relevantly, so they can personalize basically anything on the platform for the players. They can get the special games being shown to specific players, right? They can get bonuses that will attract these or that type of player, which can also help with player reactivation. So yeah, artificial intelligence in this case is very important. Of course, it helps with responsible gambling and just in general. I think there are most of the platform at the moment are introducing these technology, and it helps them with the with games a lot, actually, with game studios. I know that a lot of them are starting to use artificial intelligence in game development as well, because like this, with better analytics, they can also see which games perform better, which game mathematics is better for this or that market, let's say, also. So yeah, I think it's very, very widespread in the industry at the moment, and maybe in the future, several months later, we'll find more new directions in iGaming where we still didn't apply artificial intelligence, but should do.
I already lost the track about the AI developments like at the beginning of the year, so I try to just keep myself up to date, but it's really hard. My Twitter feed is like flowing with all these new things, so yeah, I try to keep up with it. Uh, it is very important what you said. Usually, when we talk about such new strategies, people just look at acquisition part, how we can get new players using that new fantastic tool that is available right now. But when it comes to I think the ability of AI analyzing all these big chunks of data and making it like digestible pieces for both marketers and product teams in iGaming, it's just amazing. So we can understand and personalize the bonuses as you just mentioned, send unique offers to people, even you have like millions of players, and at the same time, at the back end, you can analyze all the feedback almost instantly. So this is just amazing. If you don't have anything else to add on that, I would like to jump into blockchain, because I know you are into blockchain and your team follows the new developments in this space as well. What role does blockchain technology play in the future of iGaming, according to you?
I think it will be used more for game development also, because probably fair games, which is a type of games that is popular at the moment a lot, and we are adding more probably fair games providers to our partner network. And when we analyze performance of our partners on different projects, we see that this type of games, it became very popular. We see the first increase. I think at the end of last year, we did a big investigation into probably fair games and how they actually perform on our projects, and it was crazy. It was huge. So this trend is really rising now, and yeah, so blockchain helps with this to develop games that are really secure and that have trust among players. But also, I know that players can earn different assets that they can also sell on blockchain platforms. So this is more kind of gamification and interaction of operators with players, to give them some assets as gifts or like as wins. And like this, they also can see that they are a part of the platform, because they also own something on the platform. So it's like a closer interaction of the operator and the player. So like this, blockchain will keep increasing trust of players to platforms, I think. And it's important because if the platform is complies with all the regulations, the platform works on the white market and really does everything to appeal to players. And then players see that they can actually trust the platform. It's a good relationship between these two industry players. So I think, yeah, like this blockchain really helps. And of course, cryptocurrencies, and they are now integrated, I think, almost to every platform. This is the universal payment method, and it also helps to attract younger audiences to the platform, because, of course, young generation uses crypto and knows how to use it. And when they see that they can pay in crypto, or they can deposit in crypto, the trust also improves here and enhances, and it helps to build a really good relationship.
Absolutely. I think you already mentioned, but in the iGaming industry, Svetlana, usually I see brands, they are like mostly focusing on new players and how to attract them, and they put enormous effort on it. But I'm wondering about the retention efforts actually, because many of our viewers today, they also like to know more about the retention. I read a recent study, and according to that publication, generating a new customer is 6.7 times more expensive than retaining this customer. So I was wondering your opinion on this. Like, what are your top play retention strategies to recommend for iGaming brands?
Here, I would say that retaining is also a complicated process, and I don't even know what is more complicated, acquiring or retaining new players. Making players loyal is it takes lots of efforts from operators, and well, obviously you need to have a good support, and just good communication with player to help players solve their problems fast and easy if the problem arises. But this is the basic thing, and of course every operator should ensure that, because if there are questions from players or some technical issues or something which are not addressed, of course the trust will be lost, and the player will just go to the platform where he can get attention that he needs. But also the good CRM system, it's important as well, like a basic thing that should be definitely among all the operators, and messaging campaigns, email campaigns for reactivation with different offers. That's for sure. But also, I would say following players' interest in things, and keep developing, adding more games that players like, listening to their preferences and to their interests, and following the industry trends, and adding new types of games to help players stay interested, and improving the user experience by updating the platform as well, because obviously if you have a nice platform that works smoothly, it still means that you need to do updates, because after a year with all these improving technologies and how fast they are changing, the platform will be already a little bit outdated, and there are more features, technical features that you need to add as an operator, um, and just improve the interaction of player with the platform as well. Add chats for players, like multiplayer chats where they can discuss things. Also, one of the retention tools that is actually working nicely is a referral program. We also introduced it in Slotegrator. It helps players to win something as well. They can invite other players, their friends, to the platform, and for that they can get special bonuses or something like that. Maybe some in-game currencies or in-game bonuses that they can use, which also helps players to feel that they are a part of the platform. So it's more like personal conversation with player. And Yeah, so this referral program is definitely working nicely, and maybe a feature like progress bar for player as well. We also added, and we just, from our experience, we can see how it works, and it helps players a lot on the personal level, because there is a place where they can follow all their achievements. They can see their development on the platform, their gains, what they already have. So they don't really want to find another platform. They don't really want to go away. If they already built something here, they already feel that they are a part of the platform. They can follow their progress. It is not hidden from them. It's not secret. Everything is clear and presented to them. So this more like personal interaction, apart from all the things like CRM and messaging. It helps a lot, and we see that by our experience.
Definitely, I really like the example you gave about the gamification at the personal level over there, that people can be actually a part of the brand itself. So this is really amazing. I've got a couple of addition on top of what you have said. I also noticed that iGaming brands, they really focus on, as we mentioned, like the typical retention efforts with marketing automation, email campaigns, bonuses, and so on. But they don't really put that much attention for their, let's say, operations, such as live chats or live support, because sometimes this might be really very important. Players might feel disappointed if they have like long waiting hours and so on. And apart from this, I also believe that you actually mentioned earlier in our chat, payments is important. So, like, let's say that you sent that retention campaign and they want to deposit, and at some point, either they don't have the right payment method in that particular region, or there's a problem with the payments, and players may not really come back to that because the competition is fierce. I mean, you need to
Yeah,
give players the right payment methods and the transactions that they wish to have. So for that reason, in my opinion, it is very important to do regular checks on the payments. This is one of the things that we do at Revpanda. For instance, we have our manual testers, local testers in all the popular iGaming countries, and they just regularly check, at least in the prime hours of iGaming brands. So before players go to the live chat, they already know that something might not be working, so they can fix proactively. So I completely agree. I think you have something to add on top, right?
yeah. You mentioned everything I already
So
had in mind.
absolutely. So, Svetlana, if you like, we can change the direction a little bit towards to new trends. Streamers and influencers, you mentioned about it earlier. It is taking These efforts are taking more and more stakes in the marketing budgets recently. Uh, what's your opinion on influencer marketing in the iGaming industry? How can it be effectively integrated into brands' marketing strategies?
Um, yeah, this is the trend that shouldn't be overlooked. Of course, working with the affiliates and with the different influencers became popular some time ago already among operators, and it's very important to do this type of promotion, I think, at the moment, because good marketing for the platform is really important, and it's this is the important part of marketing, the affiliates, and we actually noticed that. From our example, recently we did research, and we find out that the platforms that add more games that are popular among streamers, they gain more revenues, which is actually quite obvious, because there are certain types of games, or just certain games that streamers choose, and like this they attract audiences to certain games, and the audiences go to platforms where they have these games, right? And go to the platforms with which these influencers cooperate. So yeah, when we did this research, and just chose five top partners, with games that are streamed very widespread, we see that their revenues are increasing like this. So this is the important part, and also we noticed that partnering with smaller local affiliates is also quite a good strategy. Well, for local markets, of course, local affiliates will work good, but also the smaller ones, they still have more trust from their viewers, so more trust from players, so they can actually lead people that will stay on the platform. So this is the thing to keep in mind as well.
Definitely. Let's maybe continue, Svetlana, with the trends, because I really like this topic for both B2B and B2C audience or representatives we have right now as viewers. Um, what trends in digital marketing should iGaming brands watch closely in the next 2-3 years, according to you? Because they need to stay competitive, and I wonder your opinion on that.
I think this would be all the ones that we mentioned, the artificial intelligence, for sure, because I think personalization itself will become a trend, if it still didn't. But yeah, it's becoming more and more important, and when players will get not really personalized offers, they will maybe start responding at all, and just like these operators can start losing players. And what helps us with personalization, artificial intelligence for sure, is very important here. And this is the biggest trend, I would say. Blockchain will definitely stay with all its trust that it causes, and mobile gaming. I think we should not skip mobile gaming. And yeah, we also see with our Telegram casino, with one of our products, we just see that operators who have just a usual platform, and we compare them with the operators who have the usual platform with the mobile app. Yeah, of course, the project's performance is much better, and it will just be like this in the future, I think.
Yeah, thank you, Svetlana. Here, just a small addition on my end as well, including myself, like most marketers, we are watching closely what's coming new, what new technologies out there, what kind of a new tactic that we can do. But we often forget about the fundamentals, especially in the marketing that you just mentioned about personalization or customizing all the efforts for players, and maybe applying the right communication with the right audience at the right time. So all these things should be, in my opinion, re-evaluated by the brands before jumping on the wagon for the newest tool or technology or some new tactic and so on. So that's just something I want to remind those people who are watching us today. Um,
Yeah, and
so
during
yeah,
the platform promotion, we should not forget about some basic things for platforms, like good SEO, good basic digital advertising that can be done, and not just all these trends, because the basis, it works, and we already know it for so many years. So all these types of promotions, they should not be overlooked. So definitely, yeah, I completely agree here.
Absolutely, that's a very good point, Svetlana. So before we wrap up the session today, I would like to have two more questions, and they will be more focused on the iGaming platform like Slotegrator, and you are the best person probably answer about this. So you work with many established brands, but also newcomers in iGaming. So obviously, one of the initial steps that those who are just starting their journey with their iGaming brand to find a reliable iGaming platform. What are the key factors to consider when choosing the right iGaming platform?
Uh, I think the technology itself behind the platform is the first thing to pay attention at, and the features that the platform offers, and um, how easily changing it is actually for operator. Because yeah, if the platform is quite technically advanced, but still it doesn't allow any additions or any changes that can be done fast, let's say, that's not really working well. Some platforms, they maybe can be changed or can be adapted to some preferences from operators, but it takes quite a lot of time, and they need to go back to their software provider. They need to wait for some time. They need to receive feedback, and like this, they are losing time that they could already have operating. And it's good when the platform allows operators to change something themselves. Like the backend is so adaptive and comfortable and user friendly for operators that they can personalize the platform, and also the platform should be compatible with different tools and different programs that operator may want to add with payment systems that can be smoothly switched if something happens, and yeah, compatible with different bonus programs maybe from other companies that need to be added. um, this is really important, and the uh, just I think how which analytics the platform can provide an operator with, because tracking progress is also crucial here. And if let's say we introduced ChatGPT for operators in the platform, which helps them to answer different questions about their performance. And this is just a basic thing, but of course we have more deep analytics and artificial intelligence analytics, and this is what is important for all software providers and for operators to keep in mind when they are choosing their platform, that they will not be just left alone with it, that they will get support from the provider, that they will have answers to their questions, and all necessary analytical tools as well that will help them to perform better and maybe see some mistakes they did or misunderstandings that they had will be clarified.
Absolutely. One more thing here I can add on top of the platform features from the technical point of view. It would be amazing if an iGaming platform also offers the affiliate tracking or the CRM systems, because it needs to be very well integrated. Sometimes third parties may not always fit, or there might be some difficulties. It gives flexibility, that's for sure, but also it is important to get, as you said, the right analytics at the right time and getting the actions right away. So that is something to mention. And from the marketing point of view, as Revpanda digital marketing agency, we are offering SEO services, one of our core services at the agency. I must say that many platforms don't really offer the technical SEO capabilities. So we have brands coming to us and they want to improve their SEO. When we check their website, and we suggest some technical SEO changes, it goes to platform and there's a long waiting time, or sometimes it's not even impossible to add a simple code or change something on the platform itself. So this is making companies to keep the direct traffic or organic traffic efforts parked, and they need to do a lot of investment in the affiliate side. So when you're choosing a new platform for your next iGaming brand, also please consider how it will be helpful for you when it comes to your requests on the technical SEO changes. Svetlana, here's my last question for today, and let's hear some advice from you. What advice would you give to the entrepreneurs starting their first iGaming brand?
When starting the first brand, I think the first step, I would be defining the target market. Obviously, because this will it will just set the direction for the future development. As we already talked about this, and as we already discussed, different markets are completely different, and there is no one pill for everything. So yeah, just defining the market first, and then create the platform already based on it, which means creating a business plan. It should not be skipped, because it's really important not only to get investments in case they are needed from the outside, but also, of course, it's asked by different finance institutions, by licensors, and it's just important for an operator as well to follow everything and not to skip something. And license acquisition comes here, because it also depends on the market which license you would need. You can see which one is better for you to get based on the coverage, your budget, the time that you have. At Slotegrator, we also do license consulting, so in case there are some questions, we are always ready to help with this. And yeah, so license is important here, and of course choosing the right platform, the right software provider, and a good platform that you can trust technically, and in general you'll get the responses to your questions and you get the support you need. And then when you have it, you already put games and payment systems, like the platform is like your box, and you already put different things there that you need, also based on the interest of players that you would target. You put more and more additions, different affiliate management systems, bonus systems, sports book, or something else, what you actually choose, what you want to see. And after going live here, I am always saying that the platform development, or just an operator development in general, does not end after that, because it's just the second part, it's another step. It's constant promotion of the platform, because if you have a very good technical solution, but you don't do anything to attract players, you will not get the fast return of investment, obviously. So yeah, then promotion comes, and following regulations, following these updates, updating your license, and just adding more different games and bonuses and interesting things for your players.
That was a fantastic wrap up, Svetlana. Thank you. I noticed that we are almost having our 45th minute of the whole conversation, so it's been really amazing talking to you. I can only take two questions from our audience. I've got one of them. In brief, it is about Slotegrator's Telegram casino solution, and people wonder how it works. So, can you tell us more about it?
Sure. It's a basic usual online casino, but in the Telegram app. So it's developed with the help of a chatbot in Telegram, and it helps operators to get the mobile version to attract new players that are more into online, and it improves user experience a lot, of course, because players don't need to open the menu, search for the game that they would like to play. Here, it's as it's like in a bot with the within the Telegram. It's very fast and convenient, and all the games from all our providers, they are also opened within the bot, so you don't need to go to the platform. You just stay in the app and play there, and it's just really, really fast and very convenient for players, which helps with the player retention as well, because it's just easier to use.
Absolutely. I love the convenience of having it just in my pocket very easily. So that's amazing. And the second question, and we will have this and we will finish it over there. Uh, it's about social gambling. So our viewers asking, do you think social gambling is also a trend at the moment? What's your take?
Yeah, that's a good point. Social gambling is rising in popularity. I think due to its um, interaction between players that it has, that it provides. It's like a, mixture between gambling and just social interaction. Yeah, that's definitely rising in popularity. Also, because more becomes personalized, as we already mentioned, and here people can interact and connect with each other, and have all these in-game currencies and different interesting in-game features that are available there. It also it rises in popularity, and we are planning this as well. I will not open all the cards, but yeah, follow us, and you'll know more about social casino from us.
Amazing. Thank you, Svetlana, for joining us today. I'm sure your insights would be useful for our viewers today who were with us. And of course, big thanks to all of you joining us today. And if you'd like to learn more about how you can apply those strategies that we have talked today for your iGaming brand, get in touch with us. Before we call it a day, as you may know, next week there will be a Sigma event in Budapest, and we'll be heading there. So if you'd like to meet us in person, come over, say hello, and let's discuss all these topics together. Svetlana, anything you would like to add?
I'm just really grateful for inviting me. Thank you so much. It was a really nice conversation covering all the important topics at the moment in the industry. And thank you all for watching. Thanks for the opportunity.
Thank you, Svetlana. So have a great day. See you at the next session.
See you. Have a nice day, all.